I wrote the whole book myself. I did the audio book myself. Rocky looked around and he said, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? And so he made the choice, standing at the fork in the road, to become a fireman. And what do firemen do? When they see trouble, they just jump right in and say, I'm going to fix this. And that's what Rocky did. And he was our coach as a volunteer for 59 years at the elementary school that we all went to. We had children that went there too. When he passed away this past summer in August, after volunteering for 59 years, never taking a penny, this was the richest guy I've ever known. And I cannot tell you today that Rocky ever knew anything about sports. At the time, we thought he knew everything. But what he did know, he knew life. He knew joy. He knew happiness. He knew celebration. And he knew how to move things along and get it going and organize us. And it was just fantastic. And then I had John Wooden in my life too, which was pretty much like having Jerry Garcia and everybody else in my life. Because John Wooden, Larry Bird, and Jerry Garcia are all the same person. We all met at Larry's house. Larry was just this phenomenal leader, and he would just do anything for his team. He just loved every bit of it. We all met at his house. 12 guys in the team, 11 of us came. Everybody except Danny Ainge, whose wife wouldn't let him come. And so Larry had arranged for a fleet of limousines to take us there. Wow. And we get in the limos, and we all just motorcade. And sure enough, because with Larry, fleet of limousines, Larry Bird, we had a police escort to the show. It was fantastic. We pulled right into the venue, and we go inside, and we're backstage, and I'm introducing everybody: Larry, Jerry, Chief, Phil, Bobby, Mickey, Kevin, Billy, and Mickey, and all the guys, right? And it's fantastic. And then Ramrod comes into the room and he says, okay, come on, we gotta get this show started. We gotta go, the crowd is going crazy out there. And so the Celtics go up on the stage first, right? And we go up the back stairs. The Grateful Dead, you know, they were just so cool and so smart about everything. They had built this fantastic enclave right on the side of the stage, basically right here. And it was all curtained off, and they put 11 chairs in there. They knew that Danny wasn't coming. And so as we went in and sat down, Big Steve, Kid Candelario, Billy Grillo, Harry, all the guys, as soon as we sat down, they all came over carrying big coolers full of our favorite drinks, milk and water. And then put us right down, and then as soon as we were settled, then the band comes up on stage, and it was just absolutely spectacular. Because if anybody here ever been to a Dead show? Anybody here ever had fun at a Dead show? Anybody here ever felt the excitement and the just absolute overwhelming love at a Dead show, and how at the beginning when everybody's holding up the candles and the flares and just jumping up and down, just get it going, right? And so the band's up there and they're gonna make sure everything's ready. And then Jerry, as he loved to do, just before it finally started, he stepped forward and just made sure that the foot pedals were right and the microphone was the perfect level. And he always went up and touched his lips because, you know, he wasn't gonna be able to adjust it once he got going. And so as he's standing there in this golden shaft of light, it's just fantastic, right? With the hair and the beard and just the glow and his aura and everything, just perfect, right? He looks over, and I'm sitting right next to Larry. And so I'm seeing this whole thing play out. And he makes eye contact with Larry Bird. And he gives him a big nod and a wink, and then he mouths to him, "This is what we do." Turns back and he just blows it out for like 6 or 7 hours. And it's over and the band is all packed and gone. Were they ever here at all? And the lights come up and the Celtics, I look at them and they just got the kaleidoscope eyes. And it's like, wow, could we come back tomorrow? And they did. It was fantastic. And then the Grateful Dead, you know, they were fans. And they, you know, they love life, they love sports, they're people, they're parents, they're community members, they're just the best people in the world, and they're my best friends. And so they would come to all our games, and you know, and I felt so bad because we had such a great team up in Portland that there was no tickets for them, right? And so when we got to Portland in 1974, they were an expansion team that had never won more than 38 out of 82 games, had never made the playoffs, had never sold more than half the house. And so after we got going up there, after we got rolling, the Blazers went on to become the ultimate golden goose in professional sports. 18 straight years of sellout games, not a single ticket to be had. And they had these standing room only slots along the wall. So when I would go in there before the game and I'd say, come on, Jerry Garcia, Bob Weir, Phil Lesh, Mickey, and Bill Kreutzmann, and Brent, they're all here, they want to go, and Keith, they want to go to the games. I would say, well, here's a standing room only slot for them. Thanks a lot, right? And so when we got to Boston, the Grateful Dead played in Boston a lot, and it was just fantastic. We got to go all the time. And they played in Philly, which was just a short ride away, in New York, and Washington, and New England. It was just fantastic. Lots of shows. And so the Grateful Dead would come to practice, right? And our practices were always at 10:30 in the morning. And so, which is a tough time for Jerry. And so, we'd be there, we'd be ready, and the Grateful Dead would be there, and you know, Mickey is playing one-on-one with Kevin, and Phil and Chief are over there talking, and Bob and DJ are playing horse, and it's just a grand time. And Jerry would come, and he was dressed in his black leather jacket, and in his black sunglasses, in his black t-shirt, in his black pants, in his black shoes and socks, right? And he would go over there, and he would lean against the wall with his arms folded, right? And you couldn't tell if he was awake or asleep. You couldn't even tell if he was alive. You know, he was just sort of standing there. And people were looking at him and looking at him. And then Casey Jones, our great coach, he'd come walking in looking at, who are all these guys? Instead of practice, who are all these guys? And someone said, oh, they're friends of Bill's.